Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOVH Kyle Richards hides romance on South Africa trip. Was Kyle Richards hiding her romance on a recent South Africa trip? The mother of four and RHOVH is currently separated from her husband, Mauricio Umansky. Yet she has been linked to country star Morgan Wade. Were the two ladies trying to go incognito and enjoy some time away from home? Keep reading for more details. Before Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky even split, there were rumors that she was having an affair with Morgan Wade. This was a twist as Mauricio was usually the one accused of being unfaithful and had been since season 4 of RHOVH. The two stepped out with matching jewelry and Morgan even had a K tattooed on her. This made fans suspicious, and then it came out that Kyle and Mauricio had separated, though they initially denied it. Eventually, they could no longer hide it and admitted they had split. Kyle leaned on Morgan a lot as they were both sober and heavy into fitness. Though Kyle and Mauricio still get along, and he will appear in season 14 of RHOVH, he has moved on. He is dating Nikita Khan and moved out on his own. Kyle still has yet to file for divorce, but her family is eager for her to start dating. She has admitted that she does not feel single yet, and there could be a reason for that. Morgan Wade is in South Africa to perform, and it appears someone tagged along with her. According to At Face Reality 16, Kyle was spotted with Morgan in Cape Town. It seemed that Kyle Richards was filming a safari, and as she was doing so, she creatively tried to keep Morgan out of the shot. Unfortunately, Morgan was spotted in one of the mirrors, so the jig was up. Other people accompanied them on the adventure, but why was Kyle so adamant about hiding Morgan? Is it because the trailer for season 14 of RHOVH just dropped on Thursday, October 24th, and she didn't want anything to detract from that? Many followers are at the point where they just want Kyle Richards to admit that she and Morgan Wade are more than friends. When Morgan first appeared in season 13 of RHOVH, Kyle beamed like a giddy schoolgirl. She also admitted she was curious, hence why she kissed Morgan in her music video, so fans just want honesty. Kyle, no one cares that you're gay except you. Kyle denying their loverness would offend me if I was Morgan. Girl, Kyle thinks she's so slick. Kudos to you for catching. And we know what she's doing. I can't take another season of this. Are we together or not? Bees. Others felt that Kyle made people talk by not tagging Morgan. It was as if she wanted the attention by pretending she didn't. It was alleged Kyle had to be fully transparent to remain on the show, but it seems she is still hiding something. As Kyle Richards stepped off the plane in South Africa, she couldn't help but feel a mix of relief and excitement. The sprawling landscapes, vibrant culture, and escape from the prying eyes of Beverly Hills paparazzi felt like a refreshing reprieve. She had been on a whirlwind of public scrutiny lately, with everyone speculating about her relationships, her intentions, and even her sense of self. This trip was more than just a getaway. It was her moment to breathe, away from the cameras and social media chaos, and a chance to reconnect with a mysterious figure who'd unexpectedly found a way into her heart. No one had suspected a thing when she'd quietly planned this solo adventure. She told her friends, her sisters, and even her own children that she needed a bit of me time to unwind after the show's last intense season. But the truth was a little more complex. She had been seeing someone who shared the same desire for privacy, someone who wasn't part of the usual Hollywood crowd. They met in Paris months ago, during a brief trip Kyle had taken on a whim after filming Wrapped. He was South African, an artist with piercing blue eyes, and he had little interest in fame or the housewife drama that followed Kyle like a shadow. Their brief Paris romance left a spark in her that she couldn't ignore. And now, in the breathtaking beauty of his homeland, she was here to explore that spark. Days were filled with quiet adventures. Together, they explored Johannesburg's art galleries. He introduced her to South African artists and showed her his studio. A charming, slightly cluttered space brimming with canvases and sketches, where he painted scenes inspired by nature, culture, and dreams. For Kyle, the escape from her fast-paced world into the calm of his studio was like slipping into a whole new life. She felt herself relax in a way she hadn't in years, as though the weight of maintaining her public persona was finally melting away. Of course, she knew that being so far from home didn't mean she was truly hidden. There were always whispers, and her absence from Lay was bound to raise questions. She'd already heard from friends back home that the tabloids were on her trail, spinning tales about Kyle Richards' secret getaway. Every ping from her phone was a reminder that she couldn't fully escape the life she led in Beverly Hills. And yet she felt a thrill in the secrecy of it all, a romantic escape that felt like it belonged in the pages of a novel. One morning, they ventured out on a private safari. Her companion, whose name she kept tucked close to her heart, had arranged everything. An intimate experience in the heart of the South African wilderness, far away from tourist crowds and bustling lodges. Kyle leaned into his shoulder as they drove through the sunlit savanna, the cool morning air carrying a mix of floral and earthy scents. She'd never been one for wildlife treks, but she found herself in awe, watching lions basking in the early sun, a herd of elephants wandering by in a majestic, slow parade. The landscape was raw, powerful, and impossibly beautiful, much like this new relationship. During a picnic under a massive acacia tree, her companion picked a small flower and tucked it behind her ear. He smiled at her in that quiet, knowing way that she'd come to love. He was refreshingly different from anyone she'd known, far from the glitz and drama of Beverly Hills. Their conversations flowed effortlessly, touching on everything from art and philosophy to the delicate beauty of simplicity, a concept foreign to a reality star. She marveled at the peace that he brought out in her, a gentle balance to the intensity of her everyday life. Later, they shared a bottle of South African wine at sunset, gazing over the savanna as the sky painted itself in hues of pink, orange, and violet. Kyle realized she was living in a moment she would cherish forever. They didn't need words. The tranquility between them spoke volumes. There was something magical about the silence that filled the spaces between them, moments that would only ever belong to them, tucked away from prying eyes and flashing cameras. It was an intimacy she'd forgotten was possible. But as the days slipped by, reality crept back in. Her return flight loomed, and Kyle knew she couldn't stay hidden in this world forever. Their last night together was bittersweet, filled with promises to meet again, though she knew neither of them was sure what the future held. Before she left, he gave her a small, hand-painted charm he'd made just for her. It was of a lioness, powerful and graceful, symbolizing strength and independence. She felt a lump in her throat as he fastened it around her neck, his hand lingering just a moment too long as if unwilling to let her go. Back in Beverly Hills, her friends and castmates were quick to quiz her on the details of her trip. She answered their questions vaguely, laughing off any hints of romance. But in quiet moments, she'd catch herself touching the charm around her neck, her mind drifting back to sunsets on the savanna and quiet picnics beneath acacia trees. The rumors, she knew, would continue. There would be whispers, speculations, and maybe even a hint of truth leaked here and there. But this story was hers alone, something sacred that no reality show or tabloid could capture. Her heart felt a little fuller, her spirit a bit lighter, even as she stepped back into the glamorous whirlwind of Beverly Hills. She knew that the memories she made in South Africa were like that lioness charm she wore, strong, private, and fiercely protected. It was a part of her story that no one else would ever truly understand, a chapter written away from the spotlight, hidden in the wild beauty of South Africa. And for now, that was more than enough.